Mississippi State opened their 2019 season last week with a 38-28 win over Louisiana Lafayette. Tommy Stevens, the transfer quarterback from Penn State, had his first career start. And with that, we welcome Tommy Stevens, the quarterback at Mississippi State. Tommy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tony.
All right. Let me ask you this. What were the nerves like? This is your first start at a new school. Everybody's been talking about it. What were the nerves like at the beginning of that game?
There's definitely nerves involved. But at the same time, the coaches did a really good job of, I think giving us players a real good game plan. And all in all, I felt very prepared for the game. So it wasn't necessarily a nervous feeling. It was more of an anxious feeling just to get going and get out there and play the game.
Well, Tommy, everybody here knows about your background with head coach Joe Moorhead at Penn State. You guys obviously know each other. What was his message to you as that game was starting?
Pretty much the same messages that he's been, kind of, I guess, instilling in my whole career, at least working with him. He gave us a very good game plan, like I already said, and just gave us the tools to be successful with. And to credit to him, credit to the offensive coaching staff, and just some of the things that he just wanted us to do. He just wanted us to go out there and have fun, play ball, and execute. And that's really what it came down to.
Tommy Stevens of Mississippi State here joining us on the Paul Finebaum Show. Tommy, I got to ask you, the neat thing about watching your team on Saturday, you've got some pretty good weapons around you. I'm speaking specifically right now of Kylan Hill, who had a big game against Louisiana Lafayette. Tell us about him and what kind of weapon he's going to be for you this year.
Definitely an exciting player to watch. Every time he steps on the field, brings a lot of energy. And he's a guy that can make a huge play at any point in the game. So I'm definitely glad to have him on our team. That's for sure. But another big piece to the run game is the offensive line. And I thought that they did a very good job Saturday. They paved the way given the circumstances that we went through. We had some injuries and some guys rotating around, and those guys didn't bat an eye. So. Collectively, offensive line, the running backs, and even we're talking about the run game specifically, but having the pass game too, able to distribute the guys and move some guys out of the box on the defensive side of the ball to allow us to run the football is another big piece. So collectively, I think it was a really good team effort. And back to the original question, Kylan, he's special, that's for sure.
All right. Well, you one other thing I wanted to bring up. You mentioned after the game you were really pleased with the play of the wide receivers. You felt like you could put them just about anywhere and they're going to be productive. Tell us a little bit about that wide receiving core.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely something you can say. Some of the other places that I've been, there've I guess been true outside receivers, true inside receivers, things like that, where I feel like anybody in the room can play any position on this team. So. A great group of guys, a team that, or a group of guys that want to go out and work every day and are eager to get better. So, couldn't ask for much more.
Well, the Louisiana Lafayette game was in New Orleans. I know that was a great atmosphere to be a part of, but you come now to the point where you play your first game at home at Mississippi State. What, based on, I know you've talked to a lot of people about this, but what do you think that's going to be like for you on Saturday?
It's going to be exciting for me. I haven't seen it before, so definitely excited to get in there and see what everyone's been talking about. But, it's going to be a good atmosphere. I'm excited, to be there, like I said, for myself. I've got some family members going to come to the game, see it for the first time as well. So, all in all, we've been hearing all but good. Everything we've heard has been good. So, like I said, really looking forward to it, and can't wait for this weekend.
Southern Mississippi is your opponent on Saturday. What can you tell us about them, and what kind of game you're sort of expecting from them? It's anytime you play one of the Mississippi schools, you're going to find out it's a rivalry. What are you expecting from Southern Mississippi?
Definitely expecting them to show up ready to play. From the tape that I've seen, they always bring it. They're a feisty, group that plays hard. They really do. They play hard all four quarters, and definitely expecting that this weekend. And it's going to come down to execution. So, all in all, we've put together a pretty good plan, and We're looking forward to cleaning some of the details up here coming up this weekend and going out and executing.
Tommy Stevens, the quarterback at Mississippi State, has his home opener on Saturday against Southern Mississippi. Tommy, it's been a real pleasure. Thanks for joining us on the Paul Finebaum Show.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
We're so glad you're watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, make sure you subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.